Good morning, afternoon, evening, night. I'm not sure if I'm in shot. It looks like I'd be in shot here. Okay, I'm using a different camera this week because my sister kind of stole my camera. Actually, I gave it to her, but I didn't know she was going to keep it for as long as she's kept it. So I'm using my mom's camera. I don't like Kodaks. I have a deep loathing for Kodaks in general. Which is why I'll probably pay more when I get a new camera. Anyways, I'm going to talk this week about bending. Not that kind of bending. Like the Avatar Last Airbender bending. Because it's fun, and I got on the Ning today, and because I got an email, because people are commenting on the last nerd, and Avatar the Last Nerd Bender, or something like that. Nerd Fighter. I don't know why the page is called that, but it's the Avatar page. Yes. So, I like Avatar. I really do. I thought the first episode I watched, I just thought, meh. There wasn't much bending in that episode. It was the episode with the people crossing the gorge where they're not supposed to have food. So there's like 3 instances of bending in the entire episode. And I didn't actually see the entire episode, so bugger. So yeah. But then a few months, maybe a year later, I saw the credits. And the credits intrigued me because of the pattern. You've got water, space, fire. And water and fire get along about as well as my hired staff of younger siblings. Maybe a little better, actually. And then you've got earth and air. And there was a pattern there. And since then, there's the other patterns I've noticed. Like the first 2, water and earth, are physical things that you can see. Is what the bending. Whereas fire and air, technically fire you can see it, but you first have to make the fire out of nothing, which you're not technically making out of nothing. You're making it out of you're literally making it out of thin air. Well, actually, maybe thick air. I don't know. I need to pay better attention in science in the future. You're literally making fire out of air. That's what you're doing when you're firebending. M. Night Shyamalan, you can go find a nice bridge. Yeah, find a nice bridge and figure out the rest for yourself. Don't make a movie about it because we don't trust you. I mean, I don't want to forever hate the Brooklyn Bridge just because you made a movie about it. Anyways, so that movie does not exist. I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't exist. So yes, I like bendings, but what does kind of annoy me is that all of the bendings, except air bending, have a sub-bending, or 2 or 3. You have basic water bending, the ebb and flow of it, then you've got vine bending, and blood bending, ice bending, and those are cool. Stemming from water bending. Now, most benders can create ice, but not all benders can do water bending. And then, fire bending, you have lightning. And earth bending, you have sand bending and metal bending, which metal bending is awesome. Yay tough. But air bending, there is just separate types of airbending, but they're not really different. They're all essentially the same, where a regular earthbender would find it harder to sandbend. Not all earthbenders can metal bend. Very few earthbenders can metal bend. Okay, so you see a lot of them in Legend of Korra that can metal bend, but really, in the grand scheme of things, she had about 100 metal benders. That's not a lot. So yeah, airbending is pretty cut and dry. but they make up for it because airbending is huge. Airbending can effectively combat all the other bendings. It can move water, it can cut earth, it can divert fire, and with airbending you can actually take away the oxygen for the fire, if you're good enough. But theoretically, if you're that good, you can also firebend automatically. Or contain the fire and stuff like that. Really cool. I mean, you can fake waterbend with airbending. You can get droplets inside of a bubble of air and throw it, and you will be able to mimic waterbending with it. Which I don't know if anybody else has ever thought of, but I thought of it. So that's fun. And yeah, bending. Sorry, this video's on a different camera. A bunch of stuff's happening. I took substitute teaching today, so yeah. Bending is where was I? So Legend of Korra. Good night. I actually have to go.